Hi, everybody. Good morning. When tech support is ready, we'll launch. How you feeling, FOSDEM? How you feeling, FOSDEM? That's more like it. Well, I'll just start because there's a couple things I wanted to say. Obviously, it's kind of strange to be launching the lightning talks with a woman, so that's kind of cool. Thank you, FOSDEM. Also, I have to say I'm not here to give a technical talk per se, but maybe you know that. And it's to kind of ease you all into the day. But I will nonetheless try to share with you a bit my geek cred. I come from a strong genetic pool of female coders. I'm not a coder myself, but as my lovely husband knows, my mom is probably, I think she remains the only person I know who is running Linux on her iPhone. How do you like that? It's good, right? So today I'm going to talk to you about my vision, which is actually that girl coders are going to save the world. Click.
So that's 9 months of preparation and reduced to click. That's nice. I'm sorry.
I shouldn't really turn the tables like that. That's humiliating. Just give me your mouse. Okay. So I want to talk to you today about this vision that I have. And that is that girls are going to save the world. How about it, girls? Do you agree? Actually, I was very intimidated till I started to see a few women showing up in the audience. Is this normal, you think, for the developer community, the mix we have today?
No, there's too many women.
There's too many women here. You're not going to see any porn in my presentation, just for the record, okay? Unless, except, well, girls need, we need to get girls saving the world because it's urgent. Let's face it, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. And even top scientists who normally don't say anything about this kind of thing are worried. I think there's a problem with my slides. That's all right. One before. Nice one. Maybe I should do it, yeah. Like this role reversal. I don't know if you guys know about, there was a report that came out in 1972 called The Limits of Growth. Do any of you know about this? Club of Rome? Yes. Club of Rome fans? Anyone? Whoa, yeah. 1972. They assessed the situation in the world and said, indeed, we can't have endless use of resources, endless growth of population. There are limits to growth. But especially now in times of financial crisis, what do you hear politicians always talking about? Growth at all costs. But it's not possible anymore. There are only some areas that we can actually grow indefinitely. Those are empathy, compassion, wisdom, all these beautiful things. And actually, where that's concerned, women, surprise, have a profound, positive, and big contribution to make. Economically, if you still have to justify things economically, this is all research that has been done. Socially, morally, basically, evidence shows that with equal access to education, training, and means, women can raise the living standards of their families and inject new life into the local economy, etc., etc., etc. Do you all agree with me that it would be nice to see more women in this community, for example? Do I hear the men? Men, do you agree?
Yes.
Why is that? Oh, because you want to pick up women. Okay, I see. Well, I think it's just about creating balance. But actually, the barriers to getting more women into this area and into science and technology sectors in general are very high. This is supposed to be science careers in Europe. Only 2 in 10 girls wants to work in the technology sector. Good thing I know this stuff, right? Only 3 out of 10 people studying math, science, and technology are women, even though we make up nearly half of the student body, or actually youth, 55% or more of people enrolled in universities, but in technical studies, there's a significant drop-off. 1 in 4 women in computer sciences earning, 1 in 4 people earning computer science degrees are women. Okay, none of this is surprising, I know. Well, this is lame. It's the punchline. Basically, there's a mirror, they're having coffee, and she's looking in the mirror, and she's not there. It's about the invisibility of women in the science and technology sector. You feel me, ladies? You feel invisible? That's why I'm here. So I'm on a mission. How do we solve the problem? Well, we have to restore balance. It's that simple. And that means being very practical. So I started a foundation about 1.5 years ago with 3 other women friends of mine. It was all spontaneous. We got 4 women who responded immediately to the call for help to teach science to girls. 1 of them's in India, 1 in the US, 1 in Africa, and 2 of us here in Europe. But you can tell I'm not European, maybe. Any guesses about where I'm from? Yeah, American. But my lovely husband is Belgian, and our family is Brussels-based. So we've been running events as Greenlight for Girls for the past 1.5 years with absolutely no funding. It is a kind of grassroots, underground movement, if you will. And we do it by running workshops that are run by volunteers. That's mostly women, but a lot of exceptional men as well. So exceptional men in the crowd, you're more than welcome. And the whole mission is to show girls what you do, not talk at them about what you do. So can anyone see the link here with the developer community? You can't see why I'm here? Well, it's very simple. And since we started, we've run about 20 free events. And each time it's like 50 to 100 girls. We also have up to 100 volunteers, so if you think, yeah, okay, running FOSDEM is pretty difficult, but we also have absolutely no funding and are running this on a shoestring. In our first year, we reached out to locations in Belgium, Holland, Hungary, the US, India, and Africa. Not bad? Right? Right? Yeah, thank you. And in 2012, we're going to go to all these same places again, plus the UK, Denmark, Italy, Switzerland, Brazil, and I'm kind of glad it didn't show up on the slide. We've been invited to run an event at OSCON, which is brand new for OSCON too. We're actually going to run a Girl Coders event as a side event at OSCON. And And I would love to replicate this model here, for example, but in other parts of Europe and other parts of the world. So if you kind of dig what I'm talking about, you can get involved. We need people in events. We need people in the organization. We actually have incorporated the foundation as of 2 months ago. So we can accept donations. We can go out and actually get strategic partners to help support our work. I would much rather that be the Mozilla Foundation than Microsoft. But guess who's on my doorstep today? It's not Mozilla. So help me. I know about WOMOS. I hope anyone from WOMOS in the house today?
They're in the Mozilla room, so we'll talk.
Well, Dad blasted. Okay, of course I'll do that. Partners, sponsors, and the works. And that's it. So help me to realize this vision, even if you don't agree with it, of girl coders saving the world. At least we need to give them a hand, and I really need your help in order to make that happen. Thanks a lot.
You don't have to run off yet. We have first of all, I think you have a few minutes for questions, actually, if you'd like to take those. I see one guy there.
Sure, yeah, great.
I've heard you talking about balance and equality representation.
Balance, yes.
Yeah. And how about emphasis on if a girl wants to get into technology, not make it any more difficult than it is for anyone else? And not to aim for equality, but to aim for everybody to go into whatever field they want. Is that better?
I'm not sure I understood the question.
Well, I mean, let me see if I can just answer from a perspective like from how we work, basically. We see all these horrible numbers like I flashed up on the screen. Basically, we think it's kind of low-hanging fruit, although I hate to use that phrase. If you do targeted action towards young girls, actually. You know, there's a lot of social, stereotypical, whatever reasons why they don't enter this field. So by subversively teaching them the technology, doing it in a fun, hands-on way that they don't, even a kind of girly way, you know, doing digital music, for example, that actually gets them using programs. A wonderful initiative we had in November was robots, coding robots to run a simulated Mars mission. It's not, I mean, we're not excluding men. Actually, I've never had a boy enroll in one of our events, but I wouldn't turn him away, honestly. But we think that we need to, because of the nature and the gravity of the problem, we need to focus on girls just to get those numbers up, basically.
How can we go about running our own girl coders, for example, events in wherever we're based in the UK,
Are you based in?
A question about how can you run a Girl Coders event where you are? Just contact me, because we've got an agenda of events that are coming up. In fact, I printed only about 15 calendars of what we've got coming up. So we'll be doing an event in London in May. It would be great to have a whole workshop or a whole day of stuff on girls and coding. Just let me know what you want to do and where.
So I've got an 11-year-old daughter. She's good at electronics, she's good at computing, she does well at school, she has women teachers. But her biggest barrier is the rest of the 11-year-old girls. She's accused of being a geek because she's good at science. What? Yeah, for an 11-year-old daughter, that's quite a barrier. What do you think is the best way of tackling that barrier? Because if you lose them at 11, you've lost them for good.
Did everyone hear the question? He has a brilliant daughter who is a geek in training. And her biggest pressure is from the peer group of 11-year-old girls that she hangs out with. And it's not a new phenomenon, which is why we try to tackle this age group specifically from 11 to 15 and bring her in with her peers. So we target the whole gang of them, try to teach them that being a geek is cool, that liking science is fun, that it's actually not about science and technology, but it's really about knowledge. It's about not closing doors. It's about acknowledging your capabilities and cultivating them and gaining self-confidence from that. So we try to tackle her and the rest of her group. And in fact, I'm involved in a European Commission campaign that is promoting science to girls of just that age group. And part of it is about making geekiness cool so that she has less pressure from her peer group to just be who she is. I think it's time for me to hand over the microphone. Thank you again. If you have any more questions, you've got my contact details, but feel free to just approach me. Thanks again.